and out they go, and it's a pretty even start from the two on the front. Good start from row 3 of the grid. That's by Jackson Carden, I think, is it? Who's got away quite well, but it looks like it's Trafford King in the lead of the race. It's John Labella in second, although he's almost alongside the race leader as they headed through the first corner. In the background, we've just seen Martin Nathaniel James getting going, 1 or 2 getting a wheel hooked through the gravel trap, but it's side by side for the lead. John Labella up on the inside of Trafford King as they went through Hawthorne that time, but it's King that prevails for the moment at least as they head down towards Tower on lap 1.
I think Gordon McMillan lost the positions, had to go the wrong side of the tyre stack at the chicane. The first time I've actually seen that here this weekend. It's a pretty normal activity at Croft. Big dive up the inside in the background from Jackson Carden, who made that strong start. He's alongside another car but might lose out to that one as they went out of Tower Bend and up towards the S's, where King and Labella are trying to break the pack. The two teammates up front, they'll go through Barcroft and down towards Sunny, but it is the reigning champion then, Trafford King, who leads the way. I think Max Martin has held on there in 3rd position from his starting spot as well.
Yeah, so good first few corners that between these two front row starters. John Labella was certainly trying to make an early move to get past Trafford King, thinking that he might need to do that at the beginning of this race. He might not have more opportunities as the race goes on through the complex for the first time, and breaking now for the hairpin. It's Trafford King with the number 1 on his car this season that leads. It's number 83, John Labella in second. They are pulling away from the rest. It's the 62 car in third of Max Martin. Fourth is the 55 car of Wayne Flint. Jackson Carden it is in 5th position, and Kai Lindsay has made up a place as well. He's up to 6th. That's because, as you mentioned, Gordon McMillan lost a couple of positions.
And then best of the rest is Danny Hobson from 15th. He's up to 8, so he's gained 7 positions on lap 1. If he gains 7 more over the rest of the race, he will win it. Let's see how he can get on over the course of around 10 laps that we should have off this Croft circuit. But King has got Labella absolutely going with him. So John Labella, the 38-year-old from Northumberland, chasing after Trafford King, the man from York. But as you say, they've broken the rest pretty early on here. There's Wayne Flint, who got past Jackson Carden through the complex at the end of lap 1, returning to racing this weekend. A good start there then from Wayne Flint from 6th on the grid. He's gained 2 places on that opening lap, but a really intriguing battle up front. These two teammates who will absolutely be racing for themselves over the course of this season. And sort of a new contender John Labella was over the course of last year. We only really started right at the end of 2024 at racing, where Trafford King started the previous season. But these two look very evenly matched in the early stages of the season as King sort of hops over the curves into the complex.
Yeah, certainly does. So he's still got the advantage over Labella, and there is still that gap back to 3rd. And the move being made up on the inside for 4th place, just behind what you can see on the screen. That's Jackson Carden going up on the inside of Wayne Flint. I think that he is to take 4th position away, and he's just about made that work. There they are, flying through the picture with Kai Lindsay right behind them as well. So those two alongside one another, but I think it's Flint that's going to hold the position as they go back down into Clervaux Corner to start lap number 3 of this 50-minute race. So it's Trafford King leading by 0.8 of a second from John Labella, then another 1.7 seconds behind is Max Martin in 3rd place.
Miles Nathaniel James is a second faster than the leaders, 1 minute 36.5. He's basically caught the back of the pack. He's 14 seconds behind, but he's a whole second faster than the top 2.
Okay, so he's certainly going to make some ground through the field. I don't think he's going to get all the way through the field unless they really slow each other up, but he's certainly going to be contending for top 6, you would think. As we're watching Wayne Flint there, he briefly lost out to Jackson Carden a few moments ago, but quickly retrieved the position on the start and finish straight on the way down towards Clervaux Corner. They are disputing 4th and 5th positions, and here are the two disputing the lead, Trafford King and John Labella.
Yeah, Labella lost out through the complex last time, didn't he? But he's caught King back again. They had an 0.8 of a second gap between them at the start of the lap. Big dive up the inside from Jackson Carden, flicking through shot there. Hopefully he and Wayne Flint came out or study the other side, because that was pretty tight. But but it is King and Labella up front. And this is where King on the previous lap was a bit stronger through the complex. Just looking in the background, Carden has got fourth, hasn't he, away from Wayne Flint. And then Kai Lindsay has got Danny Hobson chasing after him, and Hobson was a second behind at the start of the lap, so he will challenge now into the hairpin, I can see, and Danny Hobson is upper place, is into the top 6.
So we've had exactly 5 minutes of this race, 10 more minutes left to go in the opening round of the Tegiwa Type R Trophy. Danny Hobson up to 6th place now at the end of lap number 3. And where is Miles Nathaniel James going to be? He's up to 14th, so he made 3 places on that lap. He's certainly en route. He wasn't as quick on that lap because he's now started to have to overtake other cars, but that will slow him down a little bit. Meanwhile, out in front, slightly bigger lead, I think, here for Trafford King.
Yeah, again, through the complex, he's much quicker, isn't he, than John Labella, but through the fast stuff, that's where Labella seems to be able to catch again. So they're the same type of car, they're probably set up fairly similarly, but the drivers are quicker on different parts of the lap. Again, here at Tower, the gap starts to come down, and then through the S's, traditionally, Labella has been the faster of the two, but by the end of the lap, through the slow last 3 bends, that's where King is really able to stretch his legs out over John Labella. So they turn their way down into Sunny. That's where Jackson Carden made that move on Wayne Flint 1 lap ago. We'll see if he is able to go after Max Martin. 1.2 seconds separate the pair of them. And how much more progress can Danny Hobson make? He's catching Carden and Flint. I suspect King's got it a bit wrong this time into the complex, hasn't he? This is where he's traditionally had his advantage over Labella, but had a big slide as he turned into that corner. So he's obviously right on the ragged edge through there. He managed to save it. He still leads by a similar margin to a lap ago. But that could have gone much more wrong, couldn't he? Could have run out onto the grass. He didn't, so he still leads, and the gap remains at 8 tenths between the two of them. Interestingly, though, sort of the cars behind are the quicker drivers. Wayne Flint in 5th, he's quicker than the 4 in front, and then Danny Hobson's even faster than him. So 6th and 5th really are the fastest within the top 6 at this stage.
Yeah, that's right, as we're working lap number 5 of the race now. On that lap, Nathaniel James don't think made any more ground, did he? Still in 14th position as the leaders heading down towards Tower Corner. Here they are, Labella fairly close, almost looks to the outside of Trafford King there, almost overlapping as they go through Tower Corner. Can he mount an attack as they sort of go behind the trees through the Jim Clark S's? This is a really fast, flat out part of the circuit. He's tried to go side by side through there, and he's got his nose in front, I think, running out wide there onto the runoff area. Went Trafford King. Labella is still there on the inside line, but King it is that's still in front as they turn into Sunny.
Can he stay there out of the corner? I think he can. Labella knows he's stronger at that part of the lap, so gave it a good go. Good respect between the two to sort of survive all of that. Great racing as well, but Trafford King for now still leads. How much has that held each other up? Is Max Martin catching a tool in 3rd? There's a whole group of them, isn't there? There's 4 cars all behind these two, but through the complex again, Trafford King much stronger through this part of the track, interestingly. At the back of the group, Danny Hobson's going to try and gain a position. He's on the inside of Wayne Flint, and they are absolutely side by side, but I don't think Hobson's quite done it, has he? So he'll have to try again in a moment. He's the fastest driver within this group. There are warnings going out for track limits, and Danny Hobson's actually set the fastest lap of anybody. That's even quicker than Nathaniel James went earlier, 1 minute 36.5. There he is, hopping over the curbs at the back of the group. Danny Hobson, the multiple Civic Cup race winner, as ahead. Labella run a bit wide, didn't he? But here's Hobson, he dives down the inside into the chicane, and 55 Flint has to go the wrong side of the tyre stack. How many times have we seen that here at Croft over the years? He may have gained a little bit, though he certainly stayed in 5th place.
As we've got one car into the pits, that's the number 16 car of Adam Huntley. Whether that's for a quick pit visit or if he's out of the race remains to be seen. So Adam Huntley, the 42-year-old from Bexhill-on-Sea, the managing director of Upside Projects, he is in the pit lane. Race continues though. Out in front, it's Trafford King with just under 6 minutes to go, 9/10 of a second clear of John Labella, but Labella fast in this stretch of the circuit, it seems. And he's pretty fearless as well by the looks of it. He's catching the race leader, and I think that Max Martin might be closing in as well, and there'll be pressure being applied from behind now because Carden and Hobson, he's coming through as well. He's got the fastest lap of the race. He'll be applying pressure, I think, to the back of that group as well.
Yeah, he had that go at Wayne Flint that didn't quite come off, but he's back there again. Yeah, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, absolutely together, as are the leaders again. Danny Hobson, a lap ago, went down the inside of Wayne Flint here into the hairpin. Don't think he's quite close enough. Oh, no, he is close enough. He dives down the inside and it sort of forces Flint a bit, more towards the curb than he did a lap ago, but still on the outside line, Wayne Flint sort of able to hang in there. So Danny Hobson, you can see on your screens now, is going to give this a good go down to turn one. He's on the wrong line, really, to be able to make this move work. So, he can't quite get there. Wayne Flint stays in fifth for now.
Yeah, so it's Hobson finding it a bit harder to make up places the further he gets through the field. Meanwhile, Nathaniel James has made up one more place, I think. He's now in 11th position, just behind Luke Emmons, and then Gordon McMillan will be his next target once he's inside the top 10.
Yeah, McMillan hasn't really got the pace in these fully dry conditions, has he, from qualifying? He's had that slower start, but he's also been dropping positions since then. For him, as he perhaps gets used to the Civic that he hasn't driven very much at all. Yeah,
and may not have the right setup on for the car for these conditions. Maybe sort of found the right setup for the damp conditions earlier on today. Through Barcroft and towards Sunny then go Trafford King, our race leader, and John Nabella in second place. These are our two leaders. We've got 4 minutes left on the clock. We're on lap 7 of the race here. Max Martin on the previous lap closed the gap by about a few tenths of a second, I think. No more than that, but he's soaking up pressure from Jackson Codden. In the background, you could just see Wayne Flint still managing to fend off Danny Hobson. The gap from 6th to 7th is quite significant. In 7th place is the 154 of Andy Stevens, but there's been contact, I think.
Yeah, Max Martin's been collected by Jackson Carden, who dived down the inside. So Carden's up to 3rd. Martin's hanging on to 4th. He did well to save that because the car was pointing a very poor angle, really, through the hairpin. So he's still in 4th. He only lost 1 spot, but he was looking for his first overall podium in car racing, Max Martin, and well, he might still get that, but for now he's been dropped down to 4th after somewhat of a forceful move, perhaps. Big moment over the curves from Danny Hobson. Very spectacular is Danny in that 6th place car, but can't find a way through. So because they've started to battle for 3rd, that means the top 2 have pulled away again, and John Labella is pretty close here to Trafford King, heading down towards Tower. We know how strong he is at this part of the lap. He brakes so late, goes right round the outside of the leading car, runs out a little bit wide out over the curb, but the top 2 are absolutely side by side, heading down towards the Jim Clark S's. This time the other way round, they were earlier in the race. So the left hand side of the circuit might be better here for Labella, but then he has to hang it out round the outside. King is massively sideways. Labella's off the track. Trafford King's back ahead, but sideways.
Yes, sideways again as that little twitch cost him momentum into Sunny. At least looks like he's managing to hold on to the place there. In fact, Labella is now slowing all of a sudden. There's something broken on his car with that excursion off the road, possibly. That's definitely something that might be the case. So it's Jackson Carden now that's up another position. He's up to 2nd place with 2 minutes of this race left to go. Is John Labella going to be able to get back on pace? I think it looks like he might be able to.
Perhaps his tyres were just a bit dirty because he was out all over the on the runoff, wasn't he? And he's under pressure here from Max Martin. Martin saw what Carden did to him a lap ago, so he thought he'd get his elbows out as well. And he's moved then ahead of John Labella. Wayne Flint and Danny Hobson are going to get involved in this as well. Oh no, Labella has got a problem, hasn't he? Because the car is slowing again. Real shame for John Labella as he drops down the order. But Jackson Carden, who's not been in the top 10 before, is up into 2nd place.
Yeah, not sure what he's been up to, Jim, in the off-season. Whatever it is, it's worked. Well, he's had since last August, I suppose, to do whatever it was. But look at this, because now we've got Danny Hobson trying to make up ground. Oh, my friend, was there a touch there? Flint again has had to straight line the chicane. That's at least the 2nd time he's had to do that. Hobson's, I think, snuck back in behind him. But as we go in towards the closing stage of this race, it's now Trafford King leading, Jackson Carden 2nd, and Max Martin in 3rd place.
Yes, so there's plenty of contenders here, isn't there, in the Type R Trophy this year? You mustn't forget about Miles Nathaniel James, who's worked his way into the top 10. He's certainly going to be added to these top 6 drivers as a contender this year. We can see Labella if he's got a gearbox issue perhaps, because he seemed to be able to go up a gear past us, so he's dropping away from the pack. He wants to pick up some points and mean he's not too far down the grid later. Here's Nathaniel James, isn't it, in this group? He looked up the inside of Gordon McMillan, who in turn was looking up the inside of Kai Lindsay, but Kai Lindsay just about hangs on, the 25-year-old from Leeds, so this is a battle for 8th position, and that's just as strong really as the leading battles.
And the leading battle is going to get the last lap board this time to make it a 10-lap race. Trafford King leading from Jackson Carden in second. Lock up there for Miles. Nathaniel James is going to try and get up on the inside of Gordon McMillan. That's going to put him on the outside line though for the next corner, which is the left-handed hairpin. But nevertheless, he's gone around the outside. Has he gone too far wide? Yes, he's on the grass. And McMillan goes back through, and it might even allow Luke Emmons to squeeze back inside the top 10.
Yeah, it's a very energetic start to the season, isn't it, for the Type R Trophy? Maybe a few less cars than we would have liked, but the racing is certainly not poorer for it. Great start to the season this from the Tegiwa Type R Trophy. So Nathaniel James didn't quite there lose out to Luke Evans, because he very nearly did. The lead gap 1.5 seconds between Trafford King and Jackson Carden. Here they come down towards Tower. So Carden and Martin both on for their first podiums here, if Max Martin can hang on to third. Well, I don't think Wayne Flint's had a podium before either, has he? They're in 4th position, so there's lots of drivers having a great start to their season, but although it was very close at times, it looks like no one's going to be able to top Trafford King.
No, and I think that they've done enough sort of falling over with each other, haven't they, to allow Trafford King...
He was involved in some of that.
Well, some of it, yes. But it's allowed him to get away. It was 1.5 seconds to the good at the start of the lap, so it's his race to lose. Clock has counted down to 0 now as the cars arrive at the complex for the final time. King leading, Carden, he's looking like he's fairly comfortable, dare I say, in second place, and I think Max Martin's got about 2 car lengths back to Wayne Flint, who's back in 4th. Oh, a change that we're going to get for 4th. Up the inside there goes the car of Danny Hobson. So he's going to get 4th place at the end, but Trafford King takes the win in the opening round of the Tegiwa Type R Trophy for 2026. First podiums for Jackson Carden in second and Max Martin in 3rd place. Hobson on the last lap moves up to 4th ahead of Wayne Flint. They had battled for the second half of the race, and John Labella, who was second for a long while, completed the top 6.
How many times did Danny Hobson try that move at the hairpin? There's great battles further back. 3 cars across the track here. The penalty board just avoids getting hit. Who came out on top in that little lot? It was Richard Lindsay, wasn't it? Just ahead of Tom McFarlane and Jordan Banks. But yeah, back to Danny Hobson. How many times did he try that move at the hairpin on Wayne Flint? But he finally did it on the last lap. But yeah, what a cracking start to the season for the Type R Trophy. The whole field was separated by 25 seconds at the checkered flag. Yeah. So it's a massively competitive championship this year from front to back. And at the front, it's very strong indeed. Twice, side by side, through the Jim Clark S's between King and Labella. That's probably going to end up being one of the highlights of the weekend.
Definitely. And that race could probably have been about 4 times as long, and we still wouldn't have had any lappery. So close was it. Trafford King the winner. 10 laps completed by the number 1 car. Second place to number 96 Jackson Carden. 1.014 seconds adrift. Third was number 62 Max Martin. In 4th was 25 Danny Hobson. Wayne Flint, number 55, was 5th. In 6th place, number 83, John Labella. 151, Andy Stephens was 7th. Kai Lindsay, 374, was 8th. Miles Nathaniel James was 9th, and Luke Emmons was 10th, 21 and 77 respectively. Then Gordon McMillan, Tom McFarlane, Big Rich Lindsay, and Jordan Banks, with Lee Rickard and Jack Reynolds the 2 remaining finishers, and Adam Huntley, a pit lane visitor.